Reading is listening to what paper or screen has to say. If you listen carefully, you will hear the paper whisper the story that this child created while drawing. Reading is first and foremost listening. Writing is to talk on paper or screen. Doesn't matter whether it's left or right hand. To write is to talk. Writing preferably precedes reading, as this child drew the different chores and things that need to be done to tidy the playroom. It immediately sparks the ability and the interest in reading, because when it is all about me and what I've written, it automatically improves a child's concentration, their memory and motivation to continue to read. So reading is about listening. So ask your child to tell you what sound does each of these letters make. If there's a hiccup in terms of your child's senses, it would be very, very difficult to read and read with fluency, comprehension, and most of all, enjoy reading. So for that reason, we need to look at the sequence of sensory development. So when your child looks at the standard letters, they need to look using their sense of sight. And when they say the name or the sound that the letter makes, they are listening, so they use their sense of hearing. When they use Braille, they feel the letters and numbers, and they hear the sounds that these little knobby thingies make to create the ability to read. So touch, or the ability to feel, is the first of our senses to develop. And if you look at little Jasper and his snarl on the shoulder, some people would literally freak out if they could just imagine what it must feel like if there's a snarl on your shoulder. But Jasper is enjoying every minute of this. You see, your sense of touch is what needs to develop before a child knows how much pressure to use to shell an egg. Or when a child has done the dishes and all the lids need to go in the right places, to know how to get those hands to work together, what goes where, it's the sense of touch. But for some people, the sense of touch is more sensitive than most. And then the seams or the labels feel more like cactus than a seam or a label. Some children are less sensitive. They may even come across as insensitive because they don't feel as much as other people. And that's where the Goldilocks principle is really appropriate. She taught us the porridge mustn't be too hot or too cold. It must be just right. It's the same with the sense of touch. Not too sensitive, not too little sensitive. It must be just right. But your skin is not just responsible for the ability to feel. It is also responsible to develop a map of your body in the brain. This is incredibly important because your brain needs that map to be able to navigate your body, to navigate your muscles, to do what you want the body to do. If you look at Bonolo's drawing, typically a child's drawing indicates the map that child has of his or her body in the brain. So Bonolo showed us his map. And after just 7 days, Bonolo's map of his body in the brain changed, and his drawing reflected that. So how did that happen? Well, Bonolo's teacher and mom and dad continued to rub his ears, massage his ears, trace his outline, plant his feet, and very importantly, give him a hug for 7 days, and that resulted in a different map of the body in the brain. So if your child has some kind of a sensory issue, it would be wise to make letters that represent sounds on a concrete level. So instead of reading on flat paper, go one step back. And those letters that your child don't know, draw them, let your child write them, and then use Play-Doh, especially if you scented the Play-Doh. Use some flavoring, or if you draw the letters of the alphabet and then use paper or feathers or sand or anything, and then shape the letters correctly, like the letter B from the top, or the B from the top all the way down the bottom, and then round to the right, towards the right, till you've got a perfectly beautiful B. And we do the same with the D, shaping it to the left and then up and down using matchsticks. If a child does not enjoy reading, just take one step back and make letters that represent sounds on a concrete level. Why? Because that would improve their concentration, memory, and motivation.